Before the main video starts off, I want to preface this by saying that I planned this video back in November when hiding dislikes became a permanent feature on YouTube. I was going to upload it around that time, but yada yada procrastination and bam, it's almost 3 months late. Even though this topic is not as relevant anymore to talk about, I still want to make a video on dislikes because it's still a very bad idea. Alright, explanation over, see you on the other side. How's it going everyone? UML here. This is a video that will go beyond my comfort zone. I have never posted a video of this sort, but I'm very passionate about this as a creator on this platform. And even though I'm just a socially deprived 18-year-old who only leaves my abyss to grab more microwavable macaroni and cheese, I still want to express some of my thoughts on this change because it affects everybody that watches YouTube on the regular. Let me just state before we delve into the actual content of this video that these are just my opinions. And for the two of you out there who see nothing wrong with this change, we'll just have to agree to disagree. So YouTube put out a video announcing that starting gradually on November 10th, 2021, the dislike count for videos will not be visible for viewers.
Hey folks, you may have seen a while back that YouTube announced it was experimenting with making dislike counts private to only the creator of the video. Now, if you're like me, you were surprised by that. I mean, I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not, if it's a helpful tutorial or not, or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not.
Well, yes, that is exactly how I view dislikes. When I look up a tutorial for how to get free gems in Clash of Clans and see this, of course I'm going to assume this video is a scam, and it is. Sure, I would be stupid for falling for a video like this, but if the video in question has more dislikes than likes, you know right off the bat that this video is sketchy. The same thing applies to clickbait and other types of scams. This is a big reason why the dislike button is important.
Research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either. Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard.
Over the years, I have watched thousands upon thousands of videos from hundreds of YouTubers, and I have never seen this happen before. The few times I have seen this happen were to people that have a reason to deserve it, at least by the consensus of most viewers. Maybe one of you watching have seen someone get unfairly dislike spammed, but even if that's true, this isn't the solution.
That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice.
Okay, so what are you guys doing exactly? Giving the creators what they've been asking for? By disliking videos, we are using our voice. Take the Nintendo Direct announcing the N64 expansion pack. This shows that people don't like what they saw in the video. Nintendo should be able to see the public response to the Direct and reflect on what they should improve on. Knowing how kind and fair they are, I'm sure they will.
So earlier in 2021, YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And after analysis, they did see a reduction.
Like I said, I've never seen any quote-unquote dislike attacks happen before, but assuming they do happen, why is the solution to get rid of dislikes entirely? That would be like getting rid of playground equipment every time a kid hurt themselves on it. Anybody remember that part of Diary of a Wimpy Kid in the 6th book?
So, the update from YouTube is that the dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private. You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count. Only the creator can find it on the back end if they want.
I cannot stress this enough. Dislikes are for the viewer. In fact, it's important for everybody, but especially the viewer. As a viewer, the dislikes serve a fundamental purpose on a user-generated site, which is to let you know that the video you're about to watch is bad. And 99% of the time, it's pretty accurate. Whether it's controversial, offensive, or a scam, the dislike button does a great job at warning the viewer what they are in for. On the other hand, creators are supposed to reflect and grow off of the reception of their video. While they are still able to do this, this process works best when a creator is being transparent. With that being said, YouTube is unsurprisingly digging their own grave by not listening to the creators of a site made specifically for the common people. Everybody wants dislikes for this very reason, which is why it is a shame that YouTube doesn't care about that.
Without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again, I kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether they could see the dislike count or not. In other words, it didn't really matter if a video had a lot of dislikes or not, they still watched.
You know, that reminds me of a time when YouTube didn't take audience retention rate into consideration for the algorithm. This caused some issues before 2012 because as long as a video had lots of views, it would still be promoted in their algorithm even if the attention was negative. Essentially what this guy is saying is that the views of a video have more value in what videos to promote than the actual reception of a video. You'd think they would learn from their history.
Next common question. If creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public.
I hate to break it to you, man, but this get-out-of-jail-free card for taking responsibility for your flaws is just flat out dumb. As I have established, dislikes usually have a lot of accuracy in pointing out bad content. I don't condone abusing the system and bullying people out of expressing themselves, but those dislikes are for a reason. And when most people dislike your video, a creator should seek to understand why that is. If a video was misleading, controversial, or even just cringy, the creator can use this as constructive criticism for their future videos. Nobody likes dislikes, but nobody likes this stupid decision either. Need I say more? People aren't bothered by dislikes.
And one more common question, is this because YouTube Rewind got lots of dislikes?
Yes! Yes!
Now, this again is about protecting all creators and making sure they have a chance to succeed and feel safe in doing so.
The problem with that is this allows literally anybody to succeed. And that's not a good thing. People that scam, manipulate, or have bad intentions have an easier time rising up on the website because people have a harder time seeing the truth. A herd mentality when it comes to dislikes is what helps me form opinions on lots of things. The dislike button is your best bet to keep good channels growing and bad channels going 6 feet under. Once again, YouTube unintentionally makes things worse by removing such an important feature. And yes, the dislike button is still here, but they might as well just get rid of it altogether. It has no purpose anymore.
Honestly, I think you're going to get used to it pretty quickly, and keep in mind other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
I think this comment sums up my point very well. No, I'm still not used to this change. The community will always want dislikes back. It's just that every time a huge flock of people reach out to YouTube expressing why removing dislikes is bad, they turn their backs. Alright, so that about wraps us up. Thank you to anyone still here at this point. I'm not used to making videos like this, but maybe if people like it, I will try some other videos in this format on more channel-centric topics. Hopefully, I will see you again next time, and just have a good one.